Take your cookie off the table, day 3. Don't ever, 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 don't you never, never in your ever sweet loving mind, ever, don't you never marry a potential girl. Don't do it. Never, ever marry a man who is a potential, meaning your hope is in his potential. Your hope is him becoming what you want him to be. You are living on his potential. You will not live in who he is now and today, but you're living and making your decisions about your life based on who he is going to be. And girl, you know what my second favorite book, the book of Proverbs, says what? A heart deferred. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. And that is why over 70% of women file for divorce. You know why? They married a man who is a potential girl. It's Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, beloved. I love you. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you for your comments on my videos. I need to get in the comments section. I love you. I adore you. Thank you. And welcome to all of our new cousins over here at the church, girl. We're going to be reading from my other book today, The Naked Wife, Not Marrying Potential. We've been reading from Take Your Cookie Off the Table. I want to do the Naked Wife today because in my community tab, I post a picture. I'm going to go read it for you. Asking about, would you marry a man that makes less? Okay. And so we've had some very good discussions in there. Be sure to check out the community tab, girl. My community tab be on fire, honey. It's a whole new show over there. Okay. So be sure to check that out. I love you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for those reviews that's coming in. Those of you who are picking up my book, The Naked Wife, is my second favorite of my books. I love this book, available on Amazon. And of course, Take Your Cookie Off the Table is available. And so let me get on over to the community tab. I don't think I'm going to have time to read today, but I think I'm going to do another video and give some shout outs. I haven't done shout outs in a while, but I'm going to do that and give some shout outs about it. And we'll have this. I'm going to try to do a live. You know how my schedule is. I do lives when I can. Okay. So I'm going to try to do a lot because I think this is something that we really, really need to talk about and we really need to discuss and have open discussion and understand. Because ladies, when you choose to marry your man, I want to make sure you really, really understand what it is you're doing. Okay. And so I said, ladies, what do you say? So there is a post, and I don't have time to put it up here, from Jay Malik. He says the only way a woman making 6 to 7 figures is going to feel safe in her feminine and her masculine energy around her man is if he is also making 6 figures at minimum. Okay, let me read it again without the masculine. The only way a man making 6 to 7 figures a woman is going to feel going to feel safe in her feminine energy around her man is if he is also making 6 to 7 figures. And then I said, ladies, what do you say? Let's say you are making $50,000 per year. Would you marry a man that's making 25? Or let's say you're making $100,000 a year. Would you marry a man that's making $50K? Why or why not? Do you think it matters how much a man made? I have over 75 comments on that one. Okay. And then there is another one. And this one, it says, it's basically given the breakdown of poor to near poor, $30,000, lower middle class, $32,000 to $53,000, middle class, $53,000 to $106,000, upper middle class, $106,000 to $373,000, and then rich is $373,000 and up. Can you imagine if you're making $400,000 a year, you are considered rich? Then I said, ladies, does it matter what income group the man the men are in for you to date or marry, it's a yes for me. It's absolutely a yes, because that's one of the things the Lord spoke to me about when I was praying about my husband. I said, "Well, how do I know how much he needs to make?" And he asked me, "Well, what is your cost of living? What is your cost of living?" And so when I calculate the cost of living, a comfortable cost of living, the guys around me, I was that was around. Okay. So I know a lot of women say it doesn't matter. Here's my problem, ladies. Why is it that we have to have our stuff together, right? But we can just take just anybody. Why do we feel that we have to marry somebody who can potentially make more or potentially become more? Because a lot of us live on potential. I have a comment here. I'm going to read. Let me see if I find it. The person said, what about Denzel? Denzel married his wife and he was making less. And then, Denzel is one of the, if that the most popular, can I say that? Or can I say beloved black actor? And I think Alyssa commented, I should have taken a screenshot and mentioned somebody else who didn't make much, and the woman stuck with them, and then they become this great man or actor or movie producer and so on and so forth. And I don't know if I commented and I said, a lot of women live on potential. That's living on potential, right? That's living on he is going to become versus who he is right now. And listen, yes, it worked out for maybe a 0.0000000.1% of men, but for most men and women, it doesn't work out. I ain't gonna call no names, but hello, in the last 5 or 10 years in Hollywood, let's look at all the black women who marry potentials, who they are now today paying alimony to, right? There's this other actor, I'm not going to call his name because I have a video I have to do about him. Oh my God, when we saw this man, we was like, who is that? Okay, he was new on the acting stage. And we was like, oh, Jesus, please, please, Lord, please make him be married to a black woman. We already was married. Please let her be black. And when we saw that she was black, we was like, thank you, Jesus, thank you. And not only was she a black woman, right? But she was an average sister, butt, booty. She just looks like an average mom, caravan mom, right? And she had natural hair, and we was like, yes, the angels are singing. He won an Emmy or one of them acting awards, and the next week, I kid you not, he filed for divorce from his wife. You know why? Men have to be praised and worshiped and adored. And I love you. Oh my God, you're the best thing ever happened. Ladies, when you struggle with a man so that he can become what he needs to be, become his potential, become who you see he is, just become the man that he wants to be. 9.99999% of the time, he will drop you who struggled with him, who dig in the wells with him to help him to become, because you're helping him to become in hopes that he's going to turn around and do the right thing and now take care of you. 99.999% of the time they will drop you and go find somebody else who only know you for the actor that you are. And they're going to praise you and adore you for who you are today, not the woman who struggled with you, who is always going to remind him, I built you, I made you, I worked 10 jobs until you was doing your comedy. Okay. You was practicing when you were doing your acting classes. I was working 55 jobs so you can become, you ain't nothing without me if it wasn't for me. Man, they can't live with that. They want to be praised and they want to be worshiped for who they are. They don't want to be reminded of the bum they were. And they were a bum when they was with you, struggling in the pit to become who they are. So yes, it might work for one or two, and the men are still with their wives today, 0.11%. But just look at Hollywood. Most of them don't. Soon as they become, they drop the girl that struggled with, and you know what he did? He left his wife and 4 kids and got him a little 20-year-old white girl, skinny. Those skinny girls, okay? And they are fighting today. They are still fighting. And this is why we don't marry potential. In my book, The Naked Wife, on page 202, it says, I don't need a man for his money. These are for you delusional women. Men were created to provide for his wife and his family. Don't ever take that away from him. That is demasculating him, emasculating him. Don't ever. Do not ever take his ability to provide for you away. That is who he is. It is innate. It says, I was a successful corporate American woman, but I wasn't meeting the type of man that I know I deserve. And let me tell you, I know this lady. Most of these women in here, I know, okay? I know I deserve, needed, and wanted. So I settled for an aspiring rapper and DJ who was living with his brother. In no time, we were married. We were both believers and bought the cutest little house on a quiet street. He continued to pursue his music and DJing here and there, and I paid most, sometimes all of the expenses. We would have fights here and there about him finding consistent income, but it would always end up with, baby, things are looking up. See, your marriage is going to be about him becoming. You're not going to be enjoying your marriage for who he is today. Your marriage is going to be about who you're supposed to be, who you need to become, who you said you was going to become. Okay. Then we started having kids and the market crashed. I was laid off, received unemployment, and used up all of our emergency fund. I did find another job paying me 1/3 what I was making before. And that was just enough to put food on the table, health insurance, and buy the kids' school uniforms. I used to say that I didn't need a man for his money. That's until my babies were bringing their toys to put in the moving truck because I couldn't pay the mortgage that I had worked so hard to keep for the kids. I used to say that I didn't need a man for his money until I saw how my babies were crying that they were moving from their home that they were born in and had their own rooms into a little apartment where all three of them would share a room. It was the only accommodation that I could afford without a credit check. I used to say that didn't need a man for his money until I realized that for 15 years, I had allowed my husband to sit home and not take on his husbandly duties and provide for us. Even when I lost my job, he didn't get up and get a consistent paying job. Even with the letters coming in the mail from the bank about the foreclosure, he would come to me and ask me, what are we going to do? The devil is a lie. And if I can get more hours at my job, can I get up and walk away, y'all? I would, but the chair's right here. I used to say I didn't need a man for his money until the kids and I needed his money, and he didn't have any, nor would he get up and get a job to keep a roof over our heads. I used to say that I didn't need a man for his money until I lost all respect for my husband because the American dream that I worked so hard to provide for my kids was taken away from them. I used to say I didn't need a man for his money, but I am realizing now that I do need him for his money in addition to all of the benefits of a godly husband. The Naked Wife on Amazon. Ah! She married a potential. Don't you ever, ladies, ever marry a potential. Never. Don't marry him based on who he's going to be. Marry him on who he is today. My husband could easily, he'll say, babe, so-and-so is leaving. I'm like, what? So-and-so leaving? I said, Mike, you want to apply for that job? He said, no. I said, why not? And he said, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm content. I'm good. My husband could easily apply for a higher position, easily make an extra $100,000 a year. He don't want to. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm content. I'm good. You know what? I don't even mention it again. You know why I don't mention it? Because I am content and happy in who he is. I'm happy and content in the income he makes and the provision he provides for us. I'm not living my life based on you can become this, you can get this, and you can. I'm content right here. So if you're going to marry a man who is not, if you meet a man who is not where you want him to be, and you are thinking about marrying him, marry who he is today. Don't marry him who's going to be the big rapper, the big football player, the basketball player, the actor, the big CEO. No, no, no. If he's making $25,000 and you choose to marry him, you are marrying the $25,000 a year man, not the 50,000, not the 100,000. You know why? Your marriage is going to be about what he is to become and who he is to become. That's what potential is. Potential is he can potentially become this person. But what if he doesn't, honey? What if he doesn't become? Then heart deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. So if you're going to marry somebody who is not where you want him to be, marry him right here. And if he becomes, thank you, Jesus. If he doesn't, thank you, Jesus. You are still happy and you are still content. And your marriage is not about who he's going to become. Because a lot of couples, they fight about who you're going to become. The money he's going to make. Don't marry potential. I got to go. I have to go, babies. My books are available on Amazon. Please show me love. Hello. And also my Patreon. I've been forgetting to mention my Patreon. A lot of you be coming over to my Patreon. If you have a membership over here on YouTube, I'm asking you to cancel the membership over here on YouTube and come on over to Patreon. The link is listed below. I love you, honeys. I have to go. Have a great day. Let me know what you think, honey. Give us your testimony of the potential you married. I have to go, girl. Bye.